today is a celebration and an acknowledgement of our town and its wonderful history, its rich history of the Winged Fist organization, and very, very importantly, it's a celebration of the dedication, the hard work, the research, and the never ever saying no attitude of Ian McGowan. So we're proud that before these beautiful buildings were here, there was a dynamic athletic organization, cultural organization, one of the first ever to find Sunnyside Woodside and choose it as its home. And we are enormously gratified that Ian and the Winged Fist organization have reminded us of that great history, have brought it back to the forefront, and today, despite some setbacks that Ian has faced over the years, I'm proud to have championed, along with my colleagues, Congressman Crowley and Assemblywoman Nolan, the recognition of the Winged Fist athletes and their proper history here. So it's a great day for all of us. And I just want to thank Ian again for making this possible.
I want to just paint a brief picture of what this would have been like 100 years ago. From a historian's perspective, when I walk out of my building, I always kind of imagine what it was like then, and just like to share a little bit of that with you today. Where we're standing right here, from this corner to Dave's on that corner, was the gate, the entrance gate to Celtic Park. And pretty much everything else around here was all farmland. These fields were dotted with sheep. This land was bought in 1897 from the Irish American Athletic Club from a farmer named George Thompson. And Thompson is remembered, if you go down to the park here, Thompson Hill Park was named after George Thompson. They purchased 7 acres, which was basically these 2 square blocks here. And on this block they built a grandstand. Where these buildings are today, this was a grandstand from here to the parking lot. And from the parking lot to the next corner was what I call the cheap seats. That was where they also had seats, but there was no awning on it. The grandstand could fit 8,000 people, but sometimes they'd have as many as 12,000 people packed in here for games. And this block over here, where these buildings are, was actually the track, where it's kind of receded in there, so people would sit on the grandstands and could review the track. At the other end of the block, in the intersection there, was what the clubhouse, but they actually called it a hotel. And the reason that they called it a hotel was that was the only way to get past the Sunday Blue laws to allow serving alcohol on Sundays. Nobody actually stayed in the hotel, but that was down at the end of the block there. Now, on the Blue laws, something else that's very important about the Irish American Athletic Club in Celtic Park that a lot of people don't know. This organization was the first organization to fight those laws that said that it was illegal for working class people to go out on Sunday and enjoy an athletic event. And they were arrested here for holding athletic events on Sunday and serving alcohol. And the police would come, they'd arrest the first guy in the race, they'd take away the umpire, they'd leave, and then the games would go on. and eventually those blue laws were overturned. So today, if you want to go to the Leitrim pub down the block and watch a ball game and have a beer on a Sunday, you don't have to worry about getting arrested. And we have the Irish American Athletic Club in Celtic Park to thank for that. So from 1897 is when they purchased this land. On March 9th, 1898, 114 years ago yesterday, they broke ground on this stadium. Wow. And I only found that out this morning when I was reviewing some notes. And I looked at it and it said that it was on March 9th that they broke ground. It was on March 9th that this sign went up, exactly 114 years later, to honor the memory of the Irish American Athletic Club. And I thought that was very opportune.
A land that gave them an opportunity for advancement and for freedom. And these men were the children and the grandchildren of the Great Hunger, of that deprivation, of that starvation, of that subjugation. And they understood what it meant to be held back and to be held down. And what they achieved in England and in the Olympics would put any athlete today to shame. They couldn't hold anything to them. When you think about the name Sheridan and what he was able to accomplish in the Olympics with the gold medals and the silver medals and the bronze medals, he would be the sponsor for vitamin water today. That's how amazing he was, but something more about them. Dr. Baxter was an African American John Baxter Taylor. I have to go to the historian. John Baxter Taylor was the first African American to participate, and he did it through the Winged Fist Club. The first Jewish American of Polish descent, Myra Prinstein, to compete in the Olympics, did it through the Winged Fist Club. So we Irish, once again. Where's Brendan? I saw him here before. Come here, Brendan. You know, he thinks he was the first for inclusion. But there were many men who came before in their own way that reached out beyond. I was looking at some of the blogs today on my way here about this event, and some said, well, it shouldn't, you know, this is about Sunnyside, you know, don't focus just on the Irish. Well, we're not. We're not focusing just on the Irish. But this story cannot be told without focusing on who these men were, and where they came from, and what they went through in life, and yet what they achieved as well. So the 1908 Olympics will never be forgotten again because of Ian McGowan. And I don't know about you, but this Winged Fist Way is a nice deal. We love it. We love it.
Well done.
But don't you think, folks, a nice plaque right there on the Celtic building would also be a recognition of the blood and the sweat and the tears that these men produced, and what grew from that. What grew from that. That's what also needs to be celebrated. No matter what your ethnicity is, or your race, or your religion, if you live here, you need to know this history, because it's not only great Irish American history, it's great American history. So thank you, Ian, for doing a wonderful, outstanding job. And thank you, Gene.
Thank you, Congressman Crowley, and I just want to say I too supported and still support the plaque being placed here at the Celtics, but when Ian came to us and said, if we can't get the plaque right away, what else can we do to recognize and honor this group, these men, this history, and with Joe Kenton's help, I was really proud to introduce and pass the legislation to name this street Winged Fist Way today. Next, we want to hear from our state senator, Mike Gianaris. Please give him a round of applause.
Well, they were at it, yeah.
Beautiful.